but it also is kind of like sometimes you want to be in on the secret. You want to be in on the thing that isn't like hasn't exploded yet.
Yeah.
And so I think there's, for us, because we are smaller, more independent, and that's how we operate. It kind of works for us. I don't know if that clearly answers your question.
Yeah, I mean, so for sure does. What I remember back in high school, there would be a band that I really liked until they got popular. I was that guy, or that person, I should say.
Sure.
And so you've been doing something that's been so unique, and delivering films that for a very long time were not super accessible, right? And that was also a little bit of the charm to it. And when you see something like that culturally start becoming more acceptable, more interesting, sometimes it's exciting for the pioneers because they're like, we were right? And then someone comes in and does it wrong and takes advantages. Like you kind of see some of that. So I was just curious if that is it sounds like it's a positive.
I think so. It is a positive, but then, I guess on the other side of that for us specifically is we have, we're talking about like we have big studios. Mm-hmm. We have like mini major studios. We have like independent distributors with like a big budgets, big backings.
Yep.
And then we have your like small art house, Chicago grit independent studios, right?
Yeah.
Which we would fall under. We're definitely smaller than some of the big budget indie studios, right? And I think the hard thing is, I think in this, yes, I love the films that we acquire and what we curate and the audience that we are serving and the communities that we are trying to get films, acquire these films and these stories for.
Yep.
The hard thing there is we have budgets for these films, but then having the budget for your brand as a whole and establishing that.
Yeah.
And it's so that is, I think, maybe the negative there is putting a lot of the time, effort, and the budget that we have into those films, which isn't a bad thing because at the end of the day, those films elevate the brand